Shiv Arur continues to be with us. Shiv, what's happening in Gaza cannot be ignored with regard to the civilian loss of life and specifically the terrible, heartbreaking visuals of injured children who we have seen in the past few days. So many dead, and the war clearly continues to escalate. What are the reports that are coming to you on the ground from the Gaza Strip?
Now, there is without a doubt an unfolding and intensifying humanitarian crisis in Gaza. The pictures from several hospitals in several areas in Gaza City and beyond are absolutely heartbreaking because there is very little doubt that there is collateral damage happening. The Israeli Defense Forces say that they are a very moral army, and they do everything that they possibly can to get civilians out. They've sent out messages, they've sent out help, they've sent out maps apparently of how to get to the south, but there are concerns about how any of this is actually reaching the people of Gaza because the internet has been knocked out, communications is gone. Not that any of this is unfamiliar to the people of Gaza. They've been bombed by Israel before. So, the generation after generation, this information is passed down, how to get to safety, how to get out of North Gaza, etc. But having said that, the Israelis say that they've, dropped pamphlets and things like that. But, even accounting for all of these protocols and, the fact that the Hamas is being accused of not allowing civilians to leave, using them as human shields, etc., the humanitarian toll in Gaza is visible, to even the biggest defenders of what's happening. The collateral damage, the human deaths of children, the damage to residential areas and neighborhoods is most definitely happening. This is an Israel which, even after 22 days, of pressure, continues to be grieving and galvanized. The fact that the hostage crisis has still not been resolved is one of the reasons why I think Israel has decided that it is completely entitled to show this kind of force in those areas, and it doesn't really have a choice because it would mean letting the perpetrators of its worst terrorist attacks since decades, get away with it. A ceasefire would literally help Hamas, and that's why Israel believes it is in the right. I was speaking to a few people today, and believe me, Israel being a democracy, there is a great deal of anger against the political leadership. I was speaking to someone today, an Israeli citizen, during a protest, who said, the defense minister and prime minister talk of winning this war and finishing off Hamas, and many of them are scoffing. Many people in public are scoffing, saying, "Of course you're going to finish them. You've got atomic energy, you've got atomic power. You're a much bigger force. What's the big deal in boasting about winning? Of course you're going to win this war." But the real winning, in most people's eyes, is bringing those hostages back and then finishing off Hamas in a way that is convincing and persuasive. Most people believe a long and difficult war of the kind that Defense Minister Yoav Gallant is talking about when he speaks in public, is a nightmare scenario as far as Israel is concerned. Tel Aviv, where I'm reporting from, is full. It's full of southern Israelis who are refusing to go back to their kibbutzes and their homes in the cities of southern Israel because they don't feel secure. They don't believe that sense of security has returned for them, and therefore they're going to continue to remain in hotels and lodges here in Tel Aviv. So until that sense of security comes back, they believe there's no winning any war. So that parallel with the humanitarian crisis in Gaza means, it's not a good look, and it's not a good situation as far as Israel is concerned.
A war created by adults for their reasons, but remember and spare a thought for children. Children in Gaza who are suffering, so many injured and have lost their life in the most brutal manner, and so many children who were brutalized in Israel on 7th October. There are toddlers who are still held hostage in Gaza Strip. Nobody knows about their condition too. Spare a thought and speak about the children specifically caught in this war. Thank you so much, Shiv Arur, with the latest on that. And Shiv will continue to bring us through the day the coverage on the Israel-Hamas war, and from different locations as close as he can get to the Gaza Strip and the West Bank.